Do Americans want handouts and payouts more than they want jobs? Hey everybody, Bull Boom Bear Bus, JJ here. Well, that might be the most obvious question you've ever been asked, and it may be completely obvious, right? So who would want to work for money when they cannot work and stay home and get paid instead? Well, let's take a look at the evidence of that, and we're going to talk about some occupations that are having a hard time finding workers, even in this economy where millions upon millions of people are laid off and can't find work. And I'm not saying if you want a stimulus check that you don't want to work. Obviously, this doesn't include everybody in the United States. Some people seriously cannot find work. They've been looking for work. They put in applications. But there is work out there for those that are really willing to go look, maybe relocate. Maybe you have to move, which is a very big step. Especially if you have a family, it's a very big step, and it's expensive. And you have to be ready to readjust your entire lifestyle in many cases, especially if you have a family. Recent article here, NPR, millions are out of a job, yet some employers wonder, why can't I find workers? And let's take a look at this photo right here. Help Wanted sign posted in front of a business on February 4th in Miami. Although millions are unemployed, some businesses that require being on site are struggling to find workers. Now, yes, I know what many of you are thinking, well, there's the pandemic and people were afraid of getting sick. Absolutely 100%. Right? There are a lot of people that are afraid of it. But compare that to possibly being homeless, getting your home foreclosed, maybe getting your car repossessed. Of course, there's moratoriums right now and forgiveness happening right now. So that's also maybe another incentive for people not to find work because they know they can't get kicked out of their home. Some people still are absolutely falling through the cracks, but a lot of people, I think, that they feel that they are being saved and that they're always going to have this safety net where they don't have to work because of the illness, and they can just go ahead and stay home, not work. No one could kick me out. No one could take my vehicle. No one can shut off my lights. No one can shut down my credit card when I'm late. Right? It's the big rescue scheme that a lot of people think is just going to last forever. But businessman here on the story, Bill Martin, has a head-scratching problem. He's got plenty of jobs, but few people willing to take them. He says, quote, I keep hearing about all the unemployed people. I certainly can't find any of those folks. And Martin helps run MA Industries, a plastics manufacturing company in Peachtree City, Georgia. The company makes products used in medical industry, specifically in things like test kits and manufacturing and development items. And the story continues here. The problem is that a lot of these openings are in industries that require in-person work like construction, delivery services, warehousing, the types of jobs that are now being shunned by many Americans in the midst of this situation. Martin says that he tried to hire workers. His company has offered higher wages and even posted good old-fashioned "we're hiring" signs. But most workers say they are looking for remote work. All right, so ask yourself, are they scared of the illness, or do most people just want to sit at home in an office? And then add to that, how many more people just want to sit at home, not in an office, just sit at home period, and just get a payout because they've been promised stimulus checks. And there's talk now, a lot of the lawmakers out there are talking about UBI and monthly payouts. So how many people are just sitting back knowing they can't get evicted, knowing they can't get their car taken because of the protections, and they're waiting for UBI to be rolled out? Now I want everyone here listening to ask yourself, do the people now that rely on payouts via the system, do they look like they're living a great life? The people that are on public benefits? Well, if you said no, then this could be you if you're going to sit back and wait for UBI and more frequent stimulus checks from the money printers. And ask yourself, when so few people are working and even more people don't want to work even though they technically could if they really looked, what's going to happen with production? You're going to see lower production, lower manufacturing, lower goods output, and more people with money to spend that are not actually producing anything in the economy. This leads to a supply-demand imbalance. And what's going to happen? lower goods being produced, lower manufacturing, but more money in the system, which is higher demand. It's going to equal higher prices. It's very simple, right? So then the people that are still holding on and still working, they're going to end up paying the price because prices are going to be rising for them also. It's a huge, huge mess, and I really don't see any simple way out of it. The only simple way out of it would be to just let the system crash and correct, but there's no lawmakers actually talking about that because the population, the public, which is most 99% of the people, have no idea how the economy even runs. They're just going to blame the person sitting in office for the crash without realizing that we need a crash, we need a correction, we need price discovery, right? No one's going to realize that. They're just going to sit there and blame the person in the office. Oh, they didn't print enough money, it's their fault, we need to, get them out of there and get someone else in there, thinking that some other goofball is going to come in and print enough money to help fix this problem. Right? Most of you listening know this by now. Probably 99% of you know this, that printing money is not going to fix this. Even though that's all the bankers, they can talk about more printing, more market support, more bank propping, more cash injections. Right? It's endless stimulus. It's not going to fix anything. It's just going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. It may appear to make things better for a while. When you see the family that's on the verge of getting evicted and now they have money to pay a few months rent, right? On the surface it looks like a good thing, but in the background it's going to take bigger and bigger payouts to try to keep up with this insane economic system that we're in right now. Bloomberg article, why finding workers is getting harder for U.S. home builders, right? Can you think of an industry that's more in demand than the construction, the housing industry, with the supply shortages and some homes getting 10, 20, 25 bids because there's so few homes on the market? Finding workers is getting harder. Even with millions out of work because of the situation, there are still hundreds of thousands of unfilled jobs in the construction industry. Okay, so construction, are you really worried about getting sick on the job? Right? In most cases, you're not going to be there elbow to elbow with your coworkers. Maybe in some installation situations, but it's not a job where you're going to have someone right in your face like you see in many of these offices with the cubicles that are like, what, 2 feet apart. Right? So how much is this, or how much of this situation is that Americans, they prefer to not work? Right? Physical labor, skilled labor is becoming a thing of the past because most people want to sit and maybe trade stocks, push buttons, sit at home in their home office, work at home, or just sit at home and not work. And we're going to see rising prices. We're going to see inflation. The more money is printed and the more people are not working, either one, by choice, or two, they just can't find a job, you're going to see rising prices. It's going to get real, real ugly. Now, I don't think we're going to see hyperinflation, next week or next month because the U.S. dollar is still the world reserve currency. It's still the most widely used currency for international trade. The countries that did see hyperinflation and devastating economic crashes, like Venezuela and Lebanon, obviously they didn't have the dollar. So we still have some time here to try to prepare, but I don't see any real solutions being discussed. It's only more of the same failed policies, kicking the can further down the road. Where the cliff is, that's your guess is as good as mine. You let me know. Is the cliff next month? Is it this year in 2021? You let me know, guys and girls. Thanks for watching. Stay well, stay safe, stay prepared. Come back for more news on this channel. Thank you for all your support, everybody. I really, really appreciate it. Bye for now, everybody. Peace.